we're going to look at how thoughts of past and future can create a busy mind and what we need to do in order to allow calm in the future. Video has been brought to you by Sligo Leader Partnership under the SciCap programme, and my name's John Graham. So we've already touched on the illusion of time in other videos, but I think it's really important to highlight because so many of us can get caught up in loops around the past and the future. The thing is, we can't experience a present moment thought. You know, when we experience a thought and witness it, it's already happened. It's everything that we've experienced has already happened. You know, you watching me at the moment, by the time your senses have done their thing and presented your brain with information, and that's made sense of it by creating pictures and sound, etc. It's already happened, even if it's just a nanosecond. And in terms of thoughts being presented about future and past, well, most of us don't just witness our thoughts, which is what we're trying to encourage in these videos. Rather, we get caught up in our thoughts and then we allow them to control us. So, for example, at the moment, there's lots of people who are worried about the future. Things such as, you know, what if the current situation doesn't change? What if I run out of money? What if I lose my job? What if I catch the virus in the future? Now, these are pretty common thoughts. So what happens is we make a mental image of them, or a mental, a cognitive, creation. And, for some of these, we might notice or we might not, and others we might engage in. But the ones when we engage in them, remember, the mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So if we're thinking about a future that we don't like, and then we start to push back on that, so start to resist it, then it's going to produce stress chemicals, which we've talked about previously. The stress chemicals are going to give you a feeling to go with that potential future, and then what's going to happen is that the mind's going to kick into action to try and fix it, to look at what needs to be changed, to look at what you need to do in order to try and feel better. So the mind's going to get really active, even though it's just a potential future. You know, there's so many possibilities, it's, beyond number. But because we've engaged with this thought, which is a thought about the future, it seems really real. So I'm not playing down concerns about things, and I'm not saying that we can't plan, for a better future. But what I am saying is, when we're talking about a busy mind, when we're talking about a mind getting really active, which can cause anxiety, stress, and all that sort of stuff, it's about seeing how this is actually created. It's the same with past. For a lot of people, when we engage with thoughts about the past, a feeling's created. And if it's not a feeling that we like, again, the mind's going to kick into action to try and work out perhaps what we should have done or what we need to do so that it doesn't happen again in the future. So, it's really important that we see these experiences for what they are. Check in on your experience, because, when you're thinking about a potential future here, are you experiencing the future? So even if an emotion comes up with the thought, are you experiencing the future? Or if you're thinking about something that happened in the past, are you actually experiencing the past? Did you go back into the past? Did you travel off into the future? No. All it was you were experiencing was your experience of a thought right this moment. The illusion is that we're experiencing past or future, but how could you be? You're never in the past, you're never in the future. All you are is just engaged with thoughts of past or future right this second. So again, if we can see that, and we can become aware of that, and see it for what it is, which is just a thought, then we don't have to get caught up in the thoughts that are causing us pain. And we can jump off that, vicious cycle that a lot of us get into, worrying about what needs to be changed, fixed, improved, avoided in order to feel better. I'm not saying that we ignore every thought. I have beautiful memories of time with family and friends that I love to engage in, or lessons learned from things that I've done in the past. So I'm not saying that we can't learn from our thoughts of the past. And I'm not saying that we cannot think of what we would like to have more in our future. But what I am saying is that if we are constantly caught up in worrying about past and future, then it's going to give us a busy mind, and it's also going to affect our health. So this is about being able to notice when you're caught up in thought, and to be able to jump off and to be able to witness it if it's causing you a problem. So how do we do that? Well, again, it's back to becoming more resting in awareness, to notice what's happening right this second. Because right this second, there are no problems. Okay? The problems only arise when you engage in thoughts of past or future. So, what I would encourage you to do is to look at some of the videos that are coming up. The last 3 videos will all have meditations, and the purpose of those is to bring you more to present moment experience, not to avoid anything or to change anything or to do anything, but to rest more in the present moment, noticing what you notice without any judgment. However, let's have a little go at that just now. So what I'd like you to do is get yourself comfortable. And just to become aware of what you can hear. So what noises are around at this exact moment? And then to become aware at the same time as what you can hear is what you can feel. So what are you currently touching? And just to notice the feeling. And also be aware of what you can hear. Now let's add what you can see. So just to become aware of any colours or shades or light which are hitting your eye, whether they're open or closed. So notice what you can see, what you can feel, and what you can hear. And finally, just to notice your breathing. So just to become aware of the rise and fall of your belly. Just to notice how that feels as you rest in the present moment, noticing what you notice. Nothing has changed in your life. All that has happened is, rather than engaging in thoughts of past and future, you've put your attention on what you're experiencing right this second. So anytime you notice a feeling, or you notice your mind's got really busy, or you notice that you've been regurgitating the same thoughts over and over about past or future, just to play with starting to notice the present moment and see what happens.